right, it is time. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to our second Hawks webinar of the year. Glad everybody was able to join on. A couple things before we start. We are going to have a Q&A session. So do us a favor, I should say, and please type in your questions in the button that says Q&A. Don't type them into the chat. It's just way too difficult for us to manage that. So please use the Q&A option, all right? And then we will go from there. You guys can start typing in your questions now if you want. Feel free as we are talking. But please use the Q&A. We're not going to be looking at the chat, so don't write your questions there. Number two, we are actually recording right now. So this webinar will be placed on our YouTube page. We'll probably have a link on our website. I'll figure that out. I'm not exactly sure where but an email will go out. And in addition, look for it on Facebook, and we'll make it known to everybody where you can find a recording of this webinar. So that's about it for me. And I am going to throw it to our beloved president of FC Hawks and founder, Doug Johnson. Okay, take it away, Doug.
All right, thanks, Emilio. Hey, and thanks to everybody else that is on here. We really do appreciate you guys taking some time to come out. You know, the purpose of this is just to sort of answer some questions, to let you guys all know what we're trying to do. I think everybody knows that we're working as hard as we can under the circumstances. Obviously, we live in this interesting times with the COVID situation, and the priority of our organization, obviously, is the safety and well-being of the players and the parents. And to that end, we're going to be following all the guidelines that we get from the state of Illinois, Cook County, the leagues, and obviously through input from your parents as well. But we're going to be continuing to do that. If ever there's a change, we're going to be making that change. And that's sort of the reason for this webinar. You go to the next slide there, Emilio. So basically, I just want to introduce you to, you heard from Emilio, who's been doing an amazing job as marketing and communications manager for the Hawks. He's been working like crazy and he's been doing a great job. We also have Coach Sal, we call him Director of Operations. Everybody knows Sal. He's doing a lot of different things and working with a lot of the teams. Coach Eddie's coming back from a tournament. I think he's working on his connection right now. He may be coming on as well. He's the director of coaching, and he's been doing an amazing job as well. I got to be honest, I've never been more proud of our organization. This has been a challenging time, and for those of you that know, that during the spring, we worked as hard as we could to create a curriculum for our players, and then that's also carried on to the summer. And I got to be honest, I'm just so proud of all of our coaches and all of our volunteers and really our parents and players, because we're actually really having a pretty decent, soccer experience in light of this pandemic, even in these, challenging times. I guess one of the things I wanted to kind of tell everybody in the club right now is that my kids are getting older. They're in college now, and they're kind of moved on past the club. And I started reflecting as to, why would you want, your son or daughter to be in a travel soccer club? And I really boiled down to really three things that you really want. The first thing is you want passionate, knowledgeable, and compassionate coaches. And I think every one of our coaches is that type of coach. I mean, they know what they're doing, they're demanding, but they understand kids, all of them. And I'm just, really proud of what they've been doing with everybody. The second thing you want in a travel sports club is the ability to, to develop your son or daughter's, talents to the best of their ability. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are doing that better than I've ever imagined. I mean, over the last couple of weeks, I've been watching, some of our Hawks players play with people that play on the U.S. women's under-18 national team, people with Division I scholarship offers. I'm watching our boys play with kids that were supposed to be flying overseas to play in some overseas club, but given the situation, had to stay back. And so these Hawks players are really developing and getting an opportunity to play with, some of these, fantastic talent and fantastic levels. Some of the girls are really competing for a national championship. And that leads to my third point. Normally to get into that situation, you're paying 5 figures and lots of money. And the third thing you want as your club is just the value. And you guys know what we last seminar, we put what we charge compared to other clubs, but what we're delivering is really an experience that I think is really second to none. And so I'm just telling you that I really think you guys are in the right place. I really am just so excited about the trajectory of this organization. So with that being said, I'm going to turn this over to Coach Sally. She's going to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing in light of the circumstances, what things may happen, and really to kind of go through some of the nuts and bolts of the season. Sally, take it away.
All right. Hey, Doc, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. So summer training. Our last week of summer training will end this Thursday coming up. So starting the following week, summer training, it'll be officially off. Now, we did have some requests from coaches and teams that would like to still training for the month of August, the next couple of weeks, because they want to sign up their teams for a tournament towards the middle, end of August. So we are trying to find facility for us to rent. Most likely, we're going to get the same field that we're currently at right now, Channelside Park. So that section will start first week of August all the way to August 15. A fee, we don't know about the fee yet, or we're going to charge it per team or per kid, because again, this is something extra that the parents and the kids and the coaches want to do. So more to follow. And all right, now let's go to fall season. So on Monday, I call all 3 leagues. YSSL is the boys division, RWSL is the girls division, and then there's NISL, it could be girls and boys division. All 3 leagues say that they're moving on with playing fall sports at the moment. Also, I did call on Tuesday, Illinois youth soccer, and they told me the same thing. So they're gonna move on, playing the President Cup, State Cup, and all the fun tournaments. One question we had early this morning, one parent asked, when is the last day that we can sign up the teams? So technically, the deadline is August 2nd. We already went on, thanks to June Sanders, who by the way is on this webinar, we already decided to sign up all the teams into the leagues. Now, the only thing we need to do is sign up the players and also send the first payment. When regarding to sign up the leagues, we also require to collect forms and documents for individual players. We do have some documents because we collect some in the early spring. We are still missing a lot, especially for the new players. So in the next couple days, you are gonna get an email from the Info at FC Hawks with a Google Doc and links for each age group and gender. Please, I need you to submit your documents into those Google forms. So it'll be easy for us to collect all the documents and put it in the per team. Last year, everybody was sending document into the info, and it was very, very hard for us to collect all the papers. So again, the fall season, we're gonna move on. We're gonna register the teams. We're gonna send a first payment, and we're gonna start practice August 17. Tournament. Some teams it has to do their tournament in the month of August. For the rest of the teams who doesn't want to do any tournament in the month of August, most likely we are gonna wait until the spring. We are not gonna assign any teams for September, October, unless we are clear to go. Again, tournament, right now, we're gonna sign up for tournament in the month of August. September, October, everything's on hold at the moment. Payment. So everybody, thank you so much for sending the first installment, $50. The second installment will be due the first week of August. Again, you're gonna get an email from the club saying that you owe this much. If you're already paying full, you got nothing to worry about. If you already make the second installment, you got nothing to worry about. This message is only for the parents will pay $50 for the first installment. The league also sent us an email about a few weeks ago. I guess there's a lot of clubs in the area. They're asking about possibility to have an high school boys division if there will not be any high school soccer sport. I replied back to them, NISO and YSSL, and I told them, yes, we are willing to play high school sports if it won't be no high school season for the school. Winter season, depending how the fall gonna go, if we're gonna play the entire fall, most likely we're gonna be playing winter. If in the case of we start playing the fall season and the end of September, beginning of October, I hope not, keep my finger crossed, they decide to shut down, most likely winter will be canceled. So winter will be fully refunded. Again, the fall season, because we're gonna start practicing, we're gonna rent the fields, we're gonna pay the fee, will not be refundable. If we get shut down, we're gonna do whatever we can through Zoom or through small practice to keep going through the fall. Winter will be fully refunded. So after talking to the president, Dr. Johnson, and the board, we have decided to refund everybody $300 for the winter section. Again, $300 for the winter will be fully refunded. For the spring, we're gonna be on hold because we might be, even if the winter be canceled, most likely we might be playing in the spring. For new players or for kids or the uniform, we send multiple emails with the link. Please need to order the uniform as soon as possible. If you're gonna need a number from us for you to order a new uniform.
Sal, I need to interrupt. Can you just back up because you broke up there? Start over again from like just by 30 seconds ago. Start over again because you broke up.
From what, for the winter season?
Wherever you just picked up, just like about
So
15
I
seconds
think
ago.
I said is so if for the fall season we're starting playing, fall season will not be refundable. All right. If the fall season get canceled towards the end of September, beginning of October, and most likely will not be no winter season. The winter season, it will be fully refunded. We will refund every player, every parent, $300. Okay. Now, regarding the spring, we're gonna wait until if they're gonna cancel the spring, we will be fully refunded. If we're gonna play, then we're just gonna play. So and then I said about the uniform. Uniform, if you're a new player, please, I need you to order your uniform ASAP. I know most of you already ordered. If you have any questions, please email us at info@fchawks.com. We are gonna send you a number that you need to put on your order for you to order your uniform. Next slide, Emilio. All right. Oh, the one before that. Okay. So here's the schedule for what we're looking at for the fall. A17 will be the starting of the fall training. We are working to get fields. We already have fields in the Plains. We're for the younger kids, 7v7 and 9v9. For the 11v11, we are working with Skokie Park, is a field right on Oakton and McCormick. And also for the high school kids, for the older kids, we are gonna use Velodrome, is a field with lights in Northbrook. It's about 17 minutes away. Fall games. Let's just say we are playing. The first game will be scheduled for September 13. This is the earliest we can start playing soccer. End of the fall training will be 10/29. And the high school boys tryouts will be October 26. Now, in case of if the high school boys will not be playing soccer with their schools, we will send an email sometime next week. With that, I think I'm done. I think now we could go to questions. All right, will training continue to be Emerson? Okay, I answered that one. All right, we are trying to get is a question about if we're gonna use Evanston Steel as a training for the 11v11 teams. So I'm talking about from 2008 all the way to 2003 girls or 2003 boys, depending. We're gonna be using field in Skokie, called Skokie Park. It's right on Oakton and McCormick. And also we're gonna be using field in Velodrome, grass field with lights in Northbrook. For all the younger team, and I'm talking about from 2009 and under, 2010, 11, 12, and 13s, we're gonna be using most likely 3 fields in Des Plaines, Eaton Park and Harn Park. What will the refund?
Sal, let me just jump in real quick. Just with all those locations,
Yes.
just know that we will have everything posted on the website as far as address, maps to get there, everything. So you don't have to remember this now. We will have everything documented on the website to make it easier for you guys to find those places when the season starts.
Okay. All right. The second question, I will take that too. So what I say about the fall season is because we are signing the teams to play in the fall. So technically, we're gonna start sending payment for renting the field. We're gonna pay for the leagues. We're gonna pay the coaches. So we are scheduled to start August 17. First game will be September 13. Let's just say we start September 13. We have 1 game. The following weekend we have another game. Next following week, the season will be canceled. So we will be losing a month, the month of October. The fall season will not be refundable because we're paying for fields already, we pay coaches, and we also pay the leagues. Now, again, if the fall season will be canceled, most likely the winter season also will be canceled. So the winter will be fully refunded. If there is boys high school soccer in the fall, I take the other question too. Yes, if the high school boys will be playing in the fall for their schools, it will not be fall soccer for the club. The tryout for the high school boys will be October 26th. So again, no high school boy league if they play for their school.
I would read the question out loud.
Okay. What if is there a winter program? What will it entail? Winter program right now, most likely we're gonna be using the gyms. We already put a request for Loverty. We already put a request for the quad, but we just don't know about those facilities yet. They just haven't given us any answer. So winter season most likely will be kind of similar what we did the past couple of years. We'll be practicing, and then we're gonna do some scrimmage between ourselves. Okay.
You want to do
we only need to submit documents if we get an email. If we already did in the summer, do we need to do it again? Yes, I answered that too. All right, you only need to submit documents if you get an email from the club. So for the parents, they already submit their documents. You're not gonna get an email from the club.
Okay.
I'll take the one about the high school sports leagues announced if they'll be active this year. We don't know exactly, but the word on the street is that something's coming out on Wednesday about high school sports in the fall. And I think the question underneath, we have high school boys tryouts will be October 27th, but if we're going to try to put together a high school team, we'll do that earlier. We'll let you know. So in terms of the breakdown for the 300 in the fall and the spring, roughly it's about $600 for the spring.
So let me answer the question before that, and I will answer the other one too. So it was where exactly are the fields at? So for the 7v7 and the 9v9 fields, it's gonna be Eaton Park is Antui and kind of east of Western on the south of that, but the casino, Rosemont Casino. And the other field is Arm Park, is also on Tui and Western, just 1 block north of that. So regarding the fee, yes. Emilio, what is it?
No, I was just going to say, once again, all field locations, addresses, maps will be on fchawks.com. So once you find out where your field is, more than likely you'll get an email from us. You'll get an email from your manager, but you will always be able to go to our website to find out exactly where your fields are at. So we'll make it very obvious where you guys need to go.
All right. I will take the one that what is the breakdown of the fall and spring cost if your winter is 300? So the fall season, if your child fee is $1,495, so let's make it easy for everyone. If $1,500, the way we break it down is $600 for the fall, $300 for the winter, $600 for the spring. Okay. Now, if you play 11v11, so 2008 and up, is $650 for the fall, $300 for the winter, $650 for the spring. Why is it different between 9v9, 7v7, 11v11? The league registration is more, and the field rental is more because we are using bigger fields. Any other question? Lisa, do we expect home games in the fall to be in those same training fields? Yes. So the question is, our home fields for 11v11 games? Yes, we are expecting to use. We already put a request to use Perry Lakes for our games, Velodrome, and Skokie Park. Okay, I will take that. When will fall training schedule will be sent out? It will be sent out the second week of August because we are still finalizing the field situation. It will be sent out August 10th. We are still waiting final answers on the fields. So about 2 weeks from now, the schedule for the fall will be sent out. For practice, for games, it will be at the end of August. So practice schedule will be sent out in 2 weeks. The schedule for games will be sent out at the end of August.
Hey, Sal, I'll take the next one. The question was asked, is there something that parents can do to group together to support the FC Hawks board to secure fields that are closer to Park Ridge? And yes, the carbon footprint is an issue. This is something that I've been working on for 6 or 7 years. And it's been just an interesting experience trying to get the Park District to actually let Park Ridge residents use their fields. And it's been incredibly educational. And to be honest, I'm not sure what can be done. But if you want to do something, it's the Park Ridge Park Board. I would go to their, I've never done this before. I never wanted to encourage people to do it, but since you've asked the question, go to prparks.com, find the commissioners that are out there, and, express their view that, this is ridiculous, because it simply is. They've rented out to other people and they don't rent it out to us. And the one field that they do rent out is not regulation, and they know that. And, I don't really want to say any more than that, but that's probably the best that we can do. Now, we've been searching, looking, always trying to develop new places and places closer to home. And if anybody knows of any fields, obviously that's great. We've been working with high schools. We try to work with other places to rent, and that's kind of actually sort of a full-time job. It's not a problem that's just the Hawks alone. I mean, I think every soccer club that's in the urban area faces the same challenge. But that's kind of one of the challenges that we continue to try to work on, and it's something we're always going to try to improve.
All right, I take the next question. If a high school fall sports have been canceled, can the 06 boys play with both FC Hawks 2006 and propose FC Hawks high school teams? Yes. If your birthday is '06, you can technically play for '06 8th graders, and you can also play with '06 high school team. And also said if with the late start of proposed high school season, with those games be indoor. At the moment, we're not planning to play any games indoor. Everything is outdoor.
So I can take the next question. The question was, what team will participate in August tournaments? So far, we are planning to put 4 teams in the tournament in August, which is the one in Homer Glen on end of August. So we are expecting to put a 4 girls team in that tournament. So the 2008 girls, 2007 girls, 2003 girls, and 2009 girls. So we're in the process of registering those 4 teams. So we're also looking for options for the other teams. But as far as the August tournaments, those 4 are confirmed so far, and we're working on the others, and more details gonna come very soon.
So if you have any other questions about tournament for your child's team, please talk to the coach, and the coach will talk to us. All right, I think we're. Okay, where is the number?
There's one more question.
What about the money we paid for the spring season that didn't happen? We didn't play any games scheduled from March to May. Is any money going to be refunded? Like we say to, I take that one. Like we said to the webinar back in May, the spring season, yes, we didn't play any games, but what we did is we did Zoom training starting March all the way to end of May. Then we did a spring training 1 day per week for the month of June. And we also did a July training 2 days a week for every team. So nothing will be refunded from last year, and I think we are pretty much deliver what we promised at the last webinar. You guys know if there will be. Okay, do you guys know if there will be limits on how many people would be able to watch the games? So at the moment, they don't give us any limitation. Again, we were on the phone with Illinois Youth Soccer last week, because some of our players are playing right now with the summer league. So they even give us no problem at the moment. So we don't know if things are going to change in the next couple of weeks.
I don't see any other questions, but I'd like just to kind of build on that. If you have any other questions, oh wait, I'm sorry, there's another one here. The question is to stop the payments to leagues to minimize financial risk. That's, this is one of these things that we're all dealing with. The league has to start because it has to start, and then because everyone has to, coordinate the whole thing. Last time they refunded back some of the money that they gave us, but it ultimately came back to being about, something like $30 a player, which is how it would have worked. It's one of these things that we don't see any way to avoid it. It's kind of something that we're all having to deal with and cooperate with. And obviously, it's a lot more work for us. It's something that we don't want to deal with, and we understand the question. It certainly makes sense, but yeah, we got to, way everything is going is we got to act like this is a normal season and adjust accordingly, because it's just how it has to go in terms of an organization. The leagues do a lot of work that just takes a long time in terms of scheduling and things like that. So that's that. There's, I guess just kind of want to finish up. We've been we want to keep this. Oh wait, another one.
Okay, so what is the reason to put any teams in an August tournament given the current pandemic situation? It would be more appropriate to limit the full activity to league games and save all the tournament till the spring. So I want to be clear. There's some teams, we have coaches, they already talked to the parents, and the parents kind of want to do this tournament in the month of August. So if the parents want to do it, we're gonna sign the teams. So I hope that answered your questions. I think in the month of August, a lot of kids are currently playing tournament. There was a tournament in Joliet right now. There were a lot of teams out there playing today and yesterday. So we are gonna sign teams for the month of August tournament.
Sal, I can just add to that. So, like I said, we have to prepare for the fall season. So, like I said, we still gotta do the lot of normal things that we would do usually if it's a regular season. We gotta prepare, and obviously we understand the concerns, and obviously we're talking to the parents and stuff, and those who are concerned. I mean, we're doing our best to keep it as safe as possible environment for those tournaments, and those who are organizing the tournaments. They're gonna go through a lot of things in order to be able to put those tournaments together. The sanitizing stuff, all things are followed down there, you know. And like I said, it is very uncomfortable situation, but like I said, we're doing our best to keep it as safe as possible. And obviously, we're talking to parents and giving them options if they're willing to participate or not. And like I said, we're doing our best to just keep it as safe as possible, as well as those who are organizing the tournaments.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Coach, hey, for everybody, we want to try to keep this short, but we hope to get you the information that you need. I want to kind of conclude by saying, first of all, thanks for being here. And, you know, just remember, this is your club. It's not owned by anyone. A lot of these clubs are going to for-profit model. And, you know, to be honest with you, we've taken the time over this time to convert FC Hawks into a 501c3. We've always been a non-for-profit organization, but we've never taken the legal steps, and it's a lot of work to become a 501c3. That just simply means that we are a charity under the IRS tax code. And that means that if someone wants to make a donation, it's tax deductible to them. If some company wants to, you know, make a donation or to become a sponsor, it becomes tax deductible. Really, it's our mission is just to basically, you know, to create a very, very fun and educational soccer club. So if you know anybody that's, you know, might be interested in supporting the Hawks to help us help you, whether it's a sponsorship on a jersey or sponsorship on our website or just a donation to help us, you know, obtain fields or lights or, you know, cameras that we're looking at trying to get, please let us know. And we will definitely see what we can do about that. We thank you for your understanding during this time. I know it's very difficult to understand what's going on, and all I can tell you is that everybody in this organization is doing the absolute best they can under the circumstances, and you know, I'm really proud of the effort that everybody's put forward to. And like I said, if there's anything that you guys ever think of that you can help us and become a better club, feel free to reach out to us individually via email or info@FC Hawks. My personal email is Doug@FC Hawks. And feel free to reach out. We thank you again for joining us. We hope you have a great fall season, and go Hawks.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks so much.